Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all are well and staying safe. First of all, let me start this video with a massive thank you for watching the rosacea skincare journey as well as the skincare routine video. A lot of you came back saying that you actually found that video really useful and also the skincare routine very effective. I'm so glad to hear that, and that is the whole purpose of that video. I have experienced rosacea firsthand and I know exactly how it feels to experience rosacea. On today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to talk about the foods to avoid as well as the foods to eat for rosacea. So I hope you find this video useful, and if this is your first time here on my channel, welcome. My name is Sarita. I mostly do like fashion videos, skincare, lifestyle vlogs, and I also talk about money. If that is the sort of content you like, then please don't forget to subscribe my channel. I'd love to have you here. Before I start this video, I want to give you like a little bit of a history about my skin. Basically, I started suffering from rosacea in my 20s. It was actually redness first, then it got worse and it turned out to be acne rosacea. Apart from my forehead, my entire face was full of acne, redness and flakiness. At one point, I really struggled to open my mouth because I had like acne as well as dryness all over my mouth, especially on the corner. So when I would try to eat something, it would hurt a lot. That is how worst my skin was at the moment. This is the best my skin has been. I'm wearing a little bit of makeup, but if you are interested to watch how I cleared my skin, then I'll put a video link up here as well as on my description box so that you guys can go and watch that later. It has been a long journey to get where I am today with my skin, but I'm really happy at the moment. And also I cleared my skin without any medication. Before, I used to rely a lot on medication which was prescribed by doctors and dermatologists. However, at the end, I managed to clear my skin without medication by myself, which I'm really proud of. So let's talk about the relationship of food with rosacea. Rosacea, as we all know, is not curable. However, it can be managed by diet as well. There are many foods that can trigger rosacea, particularly the food that contains high level of acid, spice and sugary stuff. I went to see quite a lot of dermatologists, but they were heavily focused on medication rather than on the diet. I was given all sorts of ointment to put on my face. I was only once recommended antibiotics because I had it for nearly 2 months. Only like one dermatologist told me I should be avoiding spicy food and sugary stuff. Hence the reason I never really focused much on diet at first. When it started, I was eating everything. Later, through my research, I found out there is a direct correlation between food and rosacea. Also, not just by research. Actually, I found it myself. There were certain foods that would trigger my rosacea straight away, like red wine. As soon as I had red wine or even white wine, would flush my skin and make it red. I'm not a drinker. I only socially drink. Everybody used to ask me like, are you all right? Like, what's going on with your face? Because as soon as I had drank wine, you could see the effects of wine straight away. Hence, people were like really concerned about it, which I don't blame them, because a lot of people have no knowledge about rosacea. I didn't have knowledge about rosacea before I actually suffered myself. The food triggers for rosacea varies from person to person. I'm going to talk about firstly about the list of food that you should be avoiding, and then next what I'll do is I'll talk about the foods that really helped me to clear my skin. So the first one is high acid vegetables. Yes, we all think veg is good for us. However, when it comes to rosacea, there are certain foods you should be avoiding, like tomatoes, hot peppers, onion, radish. They say spinach, but I didn't avoid spinach. Actually, I feel like spinach works well for my skin. It calms down my skin. You have to do quite a lot of trial, test out all the food. Basically, when it comes to drink alcohol, like gin, wine, even beer, hot coffee. Another one is the food that release histamine. When I say histamine, it is citrus foods like oranges, lemon, etc. However, again, I've actually not avoided them. It works really well for my skin. Next one is dairy products like milk, cheese, yogurt. I cut dairy out of my diet and I'll tell you later what happened. Another one is the last one, high level of refined or concentrated sugar and sodium, like processed food. To sum up, basically we should be avoiding food that actually heat up our body, spike blood sugar levels, that will contribute towards facial redness and triggers rosacea. So now let's talk about what sorts of foods I avoided. Basically, I did quite a lot of trial. I went to see actually Chinese like herbal medicine practitioner, which you can find in all the local town. They have like this little store. I went to see them. They took like a strand of my hair, cut this off and sent it to lab for test. They wanted to check my food allergy. I have no food allergy at all. After a couple of days, my result came back and I was given this sheet where there was like a tick mark of foods. This is gonna sound so crazy, but most of this stuff I should be avoiding, like garlic, ginger, onion, peppers, chocolates, fizzy drinks. There were a lot of foods that came back saying I should be avoiding, which I can't remember off top of my head at the moment, but that is some of the food that I was told to avoid. I was in shock after that results came. If I had gone by that sheet, then obviously I would have to have plain bland food, and I actually did avoid fizzy drinks and the stuff they have listed like garlic, ginger, but I couldn't see much difference. I did it for about a month and I didn't see any difference. So at the end I started eating garlic, onion, fizzy drinks, and then also like chocolates. Then what I decided to do was I decided to write a food diary, which helped me a lot. I highly recommend you guys to do a food diary, which will help you to understand which food is triggering rosacea. So I wrote a food diary and I was writing each day what I ate and when I had flare up. Basically, I understood from my diary spicy food, hot foods were triggering my rosacea, as well as drink wise. I found out coffee was triggering my rosacea. At that point, I used to drink like 4 to 5 cups of coffee in a day. Other one was wine, particularly red wine. I started avoiding spicy food, which helped me a lot. I saw a massive difference in my skin actually when I started to avoid spicy food. And being an Asian, it is so hard to avoid spicy food because we grew up eating spicy food. Even today, I only occasionally eat spicy food. After eating spicy food, what used to happen was I could feel my body heat up and then the skin flushing would happen. Like I would have redness all over my face apart from my forehead. So straight away I could feel it was affecting me. Hence I stopped spicy food. I also did avoid dairy. I thought it would calm down my acne as well as redness. Maybe it's the dairy that's affecting my rosacea. After a while I realized it was not the dairy. Actually, when I was eating yogurt, it was helping my skin to calm down. And yogurts, we all know it has like good bacteria. It is probiotic, which is like good for gut health. At this point, I want to mention about the gut health as well. If you have a good gut as well, that helps you to calm your skin, your rosacea. I don't drink milk or have a cheese. I only have cheese with pizza. I do have yogurt just for my gut health. I realized dairy wasn't affecting my skin. Also, you guys know, like I put yogurt on my skin with green tea, which actually really helped to calm my skin. And yogurt has got lactic acid, which removes all the dead skin cells from the top layer. I've talked in depth about this homemade masks on my recent videos. I'll leave the link here as well as I'll leave the link down below as usual. Next one I did a trial was sugary food. So especially I was mentioned chocolates, so I gave up chocolates. Didn't see much difference, to be honest. Until this day I eat chocolates occasionally. Especially I prefer dark chocolate because it is apparently good for your skin. When it comes to hot drinks, I strictly avoided coffee. I only have coffee once in the morning, that's it. Instead of having a lot of coffee, I actually started drinking green tea with mint, which I again talked about on my last video, so I would not touch on that, and that helped to calm my skin a lot. The last one was spinach. Spinach actually didn't affect my skin a lot. I was actually drinking a spinach juice as well as spinach salad. I actually didn't avoid spinach. I have still included that in my diet. Basically, I did a lot of trial with food and wrote a food diary, which helped me to understand which food was actually affecting me. So strictly I avoided spicy food, reduced the intake of coffee and wine. I drink wine now, but only very occasionally. Now I'm gonna move on to what foods to eat to calm your rosacea. You should be eating like 25 to 35% fresh veg, another 25 to 35% protein, and then rest is grains. When it comes to veg, eat high water content veg, avoid high acid veg. Protein, you can eat like chicken and other food that has protein in it. And when it comes to grains, you can have lentils, rice. I try to stick to this percentage. Also try food with antioxidants, which is good for your skin overall, as well as it is great for anti-aging. So when it comes to rosacea, like there are a lot of anti-aging stuff we can't put on our face because it triggers our rosacea. I personally don't use any anti-aging creams because I focus more on calming my skin down and hydration. That's the reason why I don't use anti-aging products. If you don't use anti-aging products like I do, then definitely include antioxidants like blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, etc. in your food. Also, another thing I would say to include is probiotics, which I mentioned earlier, and fermented food, which is really good for gut. I eat lots of probiotics and fermented food like kimchi, and fermented like spinach, which we call gunruk, which is very traditional food from Nepal. I'm originally from Nepal, if you guys don't know. And I eat a lot of yogurts, and I also put a lot of yogurt on my face at least twice a week. Also, I forgot to touch on veg, like what type of high content water veg you should have, like cucumber, asparagus, broccoli, celery, lettuce, pumpkin. So you can have all those high water content food. Also, salmon is great for someone who suffers from rosacea. Definitely include salmon. I absolutely love salmon. I'm a big fan of salmon. Actually, it has got omega-3, which is anti-inflammatory, decreases redness. So that is the foods you need to add in your diet. Try not to have too much junk food. I do eat junk food. I have not avoided or have a total ban on junk food. I do like to treat myself sometimes with those sort of food as well, but overall I try to eat more veg, protein, and then grains. Let's sum this video up actually, because I've given you so much information and I don't want you to be confused. I strictly avoided spicy food, reduced the intake of coffee and replaced it with green tea and mint. I try to eat like high water content veg, probiotics, and fermented food to maintain my gut health. I feel like when my gut is not great, I can see that on my skin as well. Avoiding a couple of foods actually really helped me to clear my skin. I would highly recommend you guys to do a food diary, do a trial of different food I mentioned and see which one triggers you and which one doesn't, and you can decide which one to include and which one not to include in your diet. I hope this video was useful for you. Please do like, comment, and subscribe my channel. If there is any video request, then please do let me know, and I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, take care. Bye.